Hello everyone, welcome to week 3 of Practicum. Now, as far as assignments for this week, it's pretty easy because you have none. You don't have to turn anything in, so I don't need to see your log sheets, or there will not be that progress journal or reflection journal for this week. That'll be coming up next week, so nothing due. Do make sure that you have the assignments for week 2, that log sheet forwarded to me, and your reflection progress journal, that one little paragraph required for last week in by this Tuesday. So you have till Tuesday to get that done. So hopefully you're not having any issues there. And then look for feedback from me by Wednesday on that. So hopefully everything's going great out in Practicum, in your first couple of weeks. So really, again, nothing for you to do. Just make sure you are logging those hours and having your preceptor sign off on those hours. One thing I do want to kind of draw your attention to or have you start thinking about is your resume or your CV, your curriculum vitae. You might hear those words used interchangeably, resume or CV. If you haven't done so already, I would recommend that you have your resume or CV ready to go. Maybe spend a few minutes over the next couple of weeks polishing that up, make sure that it's current and relevant. Even listing your practicum on your CV could be recommended, and most cases is. If you don't have any current healthcare experience, which some of you do not, having that practicum on there is a great way to go. And you can always put from this date to present because you're currently in practicum. Because the hope is that you're going to be able to give that CV to some folks where you're doing your practicum or that resume. So you can have that handy so you can forward that to anybody. Don't always expect that they're going to ask for it. So they may think you're the greatest employee of the world, but sometimes you need to really toot your own horn and you have to ask for the position. One of my former bosses says, if you don't ask, you don't get. Doesn't hurt to ask. Yes, sometimes in life when you ask for something, you can get turned down, and that can be a little of an emotional letdown, but we just gotta deal with that. More cases than not, asking will open doors for you. So part of that might be that CV, having that ready to go, should you find an opportunity and be able to give that to somebody. It's also very important that that CV communicates what you want it to communicate, that it is well written and focused to the job or opportunity you're thinking about doing. So take a look at it. I highly encourage that you use our Director of Career Services. Part of her job is to give feedback on your resume and CVs, making sure that they look appropriate, even proofreading or style and all of that is correct. So I'm going to put a link to her information down below. Now, many of us are often a little nervous about interviewing techniques. I know I am. It's, something you don't do quite often. And what I would recommend is that also to kind of coincide with whatever opportunities may come open for you, is that you practice interviewing techniques. And the Director of Career Services, she can help you with that, with mock interviews. Also go over some basic questions. There are certain questions out there that are normally asked. They may not be asked the same exact way, but usually there's the same exact theme used. So having your stories and your the way you're going to answer those sort of at the ready is kind of a good idea. So I would encourage you to explore our Director of Career Services, the options, the things that she has available for you. At a minimum, I'd have her take a look at your resumes and CVs. You could be a great person. They may love you. They may ask you for your resume and CV. And if it's got spelling errors and it's all goofy and doesn't make sense, you could actually, hurt your chances for getting a job. So my job is to make sure that we put all of those chances on your side, all of those probabilities for you getting what you want, out of your career on your side. And one of those you don't want to take away chances from you is having a poorly written CV or having some interviewing skills that could be polished up to be even better. So please take a few moments, maybe this week, since we don't have any assignments, to take a look at some of those things that might help you move your career forward. All right, everybody, have a great week, and I'll check in with you next week.